Something like that. Yeah.
And the countdown begins. How now?
How now, brown cow? I gotta. Ooh, it's pretty. It's super pretty.
I gotta fill up.
Good looking. It's a good looking beer. What do you got over there? Das Boot?
I'm filling up Das Boot. It's hard to pour this because it's just such a bad.
Oh, this is a horrible pour. Oh, dear Lord.
Are you done pouring? What are you're double fisting it? What are we doing over there?
I was trying to. It's my first time with this thing. It's a super bad pour.
Oh God!
It's gonna take me a little while to.
That's all foam.
I had it tilted and everything.
That's classic.
I don't know. I'm gonna hold on. I'll put it back in the stand.
That
did not work out, guys. This is live. We don't edit.
My boot didn't pour too great either, but I'm just gonna sip that foam away.
It's one of these, but this is gonna take forever for that foam to go down.
Oh, that's all right. Well, drink out of the can.
I will. All right. Hey, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Welcome back to the show. We're at beer number 3.
3, yeah. I love it.
So, if you guys are new to the show, my name is Scott. I am at Fisher Flips on Instagram and at TikTok, and we're here to come back with another wonderful show.
I'm Dennis. I'm the Free King Flipper. I'm also on Instagram. I have a crappy little YouTube channel that I don't really do anything with, but feel free to check that one out if you want. Tune into this one though, because this one is lively, way more entertaining, way more informative, and just more fun. Yeah,
I mean, as you can see, our plan didn't work. So we're gonna let it go.
How do you pour this thing?
I think Dennis, most other like YouTubers were just like stop and restart to make it look.
Yeah,
but no, we just
make it look perfect. It's not perfect.
We don't care.
This is real.
We're just average people being real. So, what I'm drinking tonight. First, I'm drinking out of Das Boot. Okay, so this is a boot from Germany. From the 80s. So my brother was in a military station in Germany for 15 years. And this was given to him when he left.
Very cool.
I kept it because I love the boots. I'm drinking Mayflower.
Nice.
Now, Dennis, do you know where this is brewed?
Of course.
It's a quiz. What is it? Where's it brewed?
That's brewed in Plymouth.
Of course. So yeah, this is I picked this up this weekend when I was on the Cape. It's a 6.0, so it's nice and light, nice and fresh, perfect summer night of 88 degrees, and it tastes wonderful. So Dennis brought up the screen Mayflower.
Yeah, there it is.
It is in Plymouth, and it's a delicious beer.
They brew it like right behind Plymouth Rock, is that right? Or on the rock?
I think it's on the rock. Like they pour it on the rock and it funnels down.
I wouldn't be surprised. Mixes in there with the ocean, and it tastes great.
It does taste delicious.
I'm also drinking a Massachusetts beer. Guys, I hope you have a beer. I hope you already grabbed a beer and all that. We will wait 2 seconds for you to go and do that. And while you're grabbing a drink with us, I'm drinking a lager.
Ooh.
I'm not drinking an IPA. Shocking. Look at that. We just lost like 19 people off of.
Like we came for the craft beer.
This is Amherst Brewing Company.
Oh, nice.
It's actually the Hangar Pub and Brewery, and that's kind of where they do it. This is a UMass lager.
I like it.
It's pretty cool. It's once this thing kind of filters out, I'll show you how nice it looks. But yeah, they have a couple of different brew pubs around on Western Mass. You probably have passed them. You're out that way often, right?
By Amherst?
driving around out there? Yeah. Or is that
not as far as Amherst, but I know where it's at. It's not too far. It's probably maybe an hour and a half from here.
Okay.
So it's not too far.
Yeah. So this is them here. They've got a bunch of different core beers. This is not one of their core beers. They only make this every once in a while, but they do a couple of IPAs. I've had that Jess before. Here's another one I haven't had, Juliet and Katie. Looks like they're naming them all women's names, all the IPAs. They got a Pilsner, a Pale Ale, they got a Brown. Wow, tons of IPAs. So like 4 or 5 IPAs in here. This is the one I want to try. IPA brewed with Valley malt wheat, flaked oats, hopped with Galaxy and Citra. That sounds amazing. These look like seasonals, a raspberry, peach raspberry juice with lactose. It's a kettle sour. They got a pumpkin ale and then a toasted coconut cream coffee porter. Ooh. Say that 5 times fast.
Right.
We will be doing some of these darker beers when the weather gets a little cooler. I am not a dark beer drinker during the summer.
I am not a dark drinker, but I will, for the cost of the show, I will try it.
Very cool. That's a different world altogether.
Yeah. And that's just
amazing.
That's part of what we want to do. You know, we want to review some of these beers and give us our, give the honest opinion what we like.
This is good. It's 4.5%. So I will probably end up drinking all of these
once the foam.
You know what's crazy? That it looks like it's going to fit at least 2 beers. It's getting there. It's starting to.
I thought you would have at least experimented with the.
I did not. That. I know. I should have given it a dry run.
You should have.
Not a dry run, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
test run.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this one, and this is with Citra Mosaic, and it's got El Dorado. So what's El Dorado? Because you'll explain that better than me, because I don't know what that is.
Not one of my favorite hops, but it's still in that realm. The popular hops, like your Citra Mosaic, Galaxy, those are like the top 3. And then they start getting into like some other ones. I want to say El Dorado is a West Coast hop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't taste anything. Like, there's no like real bad aftertaste on it.
Is it like a slight bitter finish?
It's a slight bitter.
Yeah, that's probably the El Dorado.
Yeah.
So like your Mosaic, for me, it sometimes gives off almost like a little bit of floral notes. But I'm a Citra Galaxy. What's the new one? Is it Nectarine? It's some weird new hop that's out there. It gives off like crazy tropical stuff.
Oh, nice.
But they're just mixing all of these together and seeing what comes up.
And see what, if people start buying it and they like it.
For science.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm all down for the science. We're here to try for the science.
We got my boy back here, Pierce, with the jersey on. I think we're gonna do he's gonna be like my background prop, I think, for the show for a while, and we'll do different shirts and stuff like that. Hey, if you followed my Instagram today, I went to the dump.
I saw that.
Did you see the cool decanter I found?
Yeah.
A globe. I think we should give that away. I think that would be a really cool giveaway. I don't know how to do it though.
Well, good question. I mean, it's easy to give away. We just leave, first person to leave a comment about something.
You're going with that right now.
First person leave a comment.
Okay.
What the decanter is used for, maybe.
I like it. Okay. So answer that question.
Yeah. And
cool.
We'll ship it out to you.
All right. You guys heard it.
I'm all about giveaways. I love giveaways.
Let me see if I can. I think I might get a picture of it.
Just don't give it away what it's used for. But yeah, I saw that video of the dump. It's just, your dump is insane. I just can't believe like what the hell you find in there.
It wasn't like the best day there, but there was some stuff there. See if I can find this thing. Oh, I found it. Wow. It is. It's right around $50.
All right. So give it away. We pay for the shipping to get out. Yeah. No, don't give away what it's used for. But that's got to be the answer. If they watch your Instagram and they know
what do you mean what it's used for?
Like, isn't it a decanter for a certain? No,
I'll try to get wrong. I'll try to get a picture. How can I get the picture without giving it away?
And again, we didn't plan this, so we could have had it ready for you, but
this was just top of my head.
For the moment, let's get that shit away.
Okay, let me see if I can share this one, and I'll show you what we have here.
So it'd be easy for
this is what I found.
Okay, there you
found this at the dump. It's in the box. It was new. Someone just opened it, probably looked at it and said, I'm not going to use it. So what's cool is we rescued this thing today, and now we're going to give it to you guys.
Yeah.
Because it's just super cool. So
what's the question that you want them to answer in the comments?
I don't know. I like the idea with the first person to comment, but what? I'm a brown liquor guy, so first one to guess what my favorite brown liquor is.
Okay, we can do that.
Sound good?
Yeah. All right. First person.
Well, we'll go with that. So there you go, guys. A giveaway, our first of many giveaways.
I definitely want to do some giveaways.
And especially things that the Free King Flipper finds for free. and we'll give them away.
Yeah. All I gotta do is pay for the shipping to get out there, and they can resell it, make some money.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I am about halfway up the this thing here. I'm working on it.
Well, just drink from the can.
I want to drink from this thing so bad. It's so cool.
Like I said, I got this from the Cape. So I went out to the Cape this weekend. Me and my wife just got away for a long weekend. And when I go to the Cape, I like to stop in and bring back the local brews, right?
Hell yeah. Yep.
So I picked up a couple. There was one that you didn't approve of. You didn't like it.
Oh yeah.
The Bad Martha. I had one. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But I think what I need to do next time is be like, hey, what do you recommend other than going to Treehouse, because I could have easily swung in there.
Yep.
But we went to dinner at Spanky's, and I had a Barnstable Brewing, which is an amazing location, and I had the Jesuit juice.
Yep. Little JJ action.
I had two of them during dinner. Amazing.
Yeah,
probably one of my favorites. And
that's their flagship.
Yeah, I stopped into the local package store at Luke's, and they didn't have it. So, we got it. I love it.
It will not hold 3 beers. It will not hold 3. There's
Now, don't you guys think that me coming out to the Cape, Dennis would have a few beers ready for me? Like, hey, try this.
I did. My fridge is full.
That's what a good friend would do. He didn't do it for me. It's all right. I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, look at that.
It works.
I love it.
It's crazy, guys.
It's amazing.
I'm not trying to compensate for something. I'm really not.
It's at least 3 feet, isn't it? That thing.
This is 3 feet.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me comes with that cool little wooden holder. And they used to call them a yard of ale. You could actually get these at different places.
Break out the tape measure.
It is 3 feet.
That's amazing.
3 feet of ale. No, in this case, it's 3 feet of lager.
Look at that boot.
Let me top that off. This is absolutely obscene. Oh, that is a pretty beer, though.
The problem with this is it's got this flip top, right? And it just kind of doesn't fit in your mouth that great.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of, but I love it.
So when you're drinking it, like in the beer fest, you have to turn it, right? Otherwise it.
Yeah. Have you ever gone to one of the breweries on your birthday and you get a boot? You ever done that?
I don't think so.
You never heard of
I got booted.
that? So I know, like, maybe it's just locally. So like you can go for your birthday and it's a big boot. It's probably 2 feet and they fill it and that's what you drink for your birthday. A big boot.
What I do is I go to Treehouse. I tell them it's my birthday, and then they give me a free glass that says "Happy Birthday."
And they don't check your ID. It's your birthday.
I do it once. I mean, I'm not going to abuse it.
Hey, it's my birthday.
I've gotten 3 of them, and it's just super cool. It's got like a little picture of a cupcake or something with candles, and it says "Happy Birthday." On the other side has the Treehouse logo, and they wrap it up to like, "Here you go, Happy Birthday."
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm gonna have to go there for my birthday.
Yeah, it's one of those cool pint glass. It's like a tall pint glass.
Nice.
Not the traditional pint glasses, but this is cool. In fact, I need to take a picture of it and I'll put it on the Instagram so you guys
have absolutely.
So you can get to see like the whole.
So while you're doing that, let me just explain to the audience. So this show is way different than the usual eBay, YouTube channels that are out there. A lot of those channels are talking about like the policies. They're complaining about low sales. They're discussing like promotions and this and that. It ends up being like a complaining channel.
Bitch session.
Yeah, and people do get value out of that, and people do want to see that. But this is where we're different. This is all about having fun, drinking, talking, sharing stories, having a great time. You're never going to see us complain. If we have a slow sales day, we'll move on to tomorrow.
We're drinking beer.
Yeah, having a slow sales day to me, I don't fucking care. This is why this show is different. We're just here to have fun. We want to bring guests on who want to have fun, like we do, and discuss stories. We're going to discuss eBay. We're going to talk about, what's going, dude. This is not. Take a breath.
I've seen how long it would take for you to. I wanted to see if you could, if you were paying attention.
So yeah,
look, I don't drink that much. It's
so like
crazy.
This is like guys, you're not going to see this on any other YouTube, eBay channel at all. This is purely unscripted, purely having fun, and just two friends, two average sellers shooting the shit, having a great time, talking about life, beer, eBay, and that's it. So we do discuss eBay. I mean, we do discuss things.
Yeah. Let us know what
we're gonna do giveaways. We're gonna bring props. I brought a bunch of props over here.
I don't have any tonight.
So
good.
Let me start off with one prop. So remember this weekend when I was at your house and we talked about all that costume jewelry, right? You were going through this costume jewelry. I'm like, oh, I have some, but I can't sell it.
Yeah.
I sold it. $36 for like a little bag of stuff like that.
And you just what just threw it all in one picture or 2 pictures and just.
I had a bunch of different lots. I just threw it in a big picture. It was like a lot of like 20.
And that's it.
Took a picture, put it in, I stored it, and it was going to France.
Really?
Yeah, going to France. $36. They ended up paying $26 in shipping for some crappy costume jewelry.
eBay makes a cut.
What I want to do on this show is, I know you don't have a prop because I just grabbed it because you don't know. I want to grab something that we want to sell. Okay, kind of like rub your hand over it. So this is what I got. This is what I got today. I just listed this over the weekend. This is an Anthropology cardigan sweater. Okay.
Oh, I see now. Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to see because it's packaged up. But this is how I do all my packaging for my items.
Very nice.
So this is listed for $185. Insane, right? The last one sold for $159. So I priced it up. I have a 15% coupon. So this is what I'm gonna do. Right? Magic Hex. I do have 2 watchers on this already, so I want this sold. Okay.
You just held it. You just said all that stuff.
I want it sold. So that's the kind of shit we're gonna do. Like just random stuff.
type of chant or something where you
Yeah.
raise your glass, you give it a
Because
little.
I always and you have to drink to it. So I'm drinking
Mhm.
to the good luck.
Mhm. I just drank to it.
So that's what we got. So I find that, it's weird because I find that happens a lot. Like I'll be like going through stuff and I'll touch something or see something, like it'll sell.
Right. We just talked about this.
We just talked about it.
Costume
So
jewelry.
when it sold, I texted you. I'm like, dude, we just talked about this.
Yep.
It just sold.
There's I don't know why and how that works. I don't.
Yeah, it's nuts. But
It's
yeah, I like
really
it. So
crazy.
I think I'm gonna try it. We put a hex, not a hex now. We put a, a vibe on it.
Good.
We
Good.
drank to it,
Yeah. Good vibes.
and we'll see if it sells this week.
You have to let us know.
It'll be great if it sells on the show.
That would be
That would be
bizarre.
bizarre.
People would be asking for the.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need a drink and send the vibe out there.
The vibe is out there. It's all positive vibes on this show.
That's what. Speaking of cool, positive vibes, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. We were chatting about music and just the healing powers of music in the beach, and that is two huge things for me and him.
Oh yeah.
And then it's one of the many things we have in common, as we love both of those things. I don't know. Give us a cool rundown of your music you like, music you love to listen to.
So, I mean, my music taste might be a little bit different than yours, but we kind of have the same similarities. So, growing up, I grew up in the 80s, early 90s, graduated high school in 91. I was a huge hip hop R&B fan. But I also listened to it. It always depended on what kind of groups or friends I was hanging out with. One set of group was like rap, hip hop, R&B. One was, Black Flag and skater music, and one was like Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax.
Metal.
So I had a wide range of music. Growing up, I didn't listen to country growing up. But I listened to like classic rock, Eric Clapton, stuff like that growing up. So it was always everything. But I think my true music now is like I love the 90s hip hop and R&B. It's just New Edition, Boys II Men, Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, that stuff. Love it. I think my first concert I ever went to was in 1989. I was probably 16. I went to Metallica. It was the Injustice for All tour.
Oh,
now, this goes back to like the 90s of like your parents just letting you do whatever you wanted to do. We've discussed it before. I drove to the Cape when I was 16 by myself or with my friend. Like I just left. They just were like, okay, go to the Metallica concert. You're 16. So that was my first concert. It was in Troy, New York at the big arena, that the hockey rink they have there at RPI. So we had like fifth row, like we were on the floor, really like close. So
how did you feel as a
dude? That was like I can still remember like seeing like James Hetfield up there like 20 feet away.
Wow.
And it's like my first concert. Like I was just like in awe.
Yeah.
And then I mean tickets were probably $20 then. Who knows? Yep. Super cheap. But it was a great concert. Yeah. So from there, I've seen so many different bands from like rock to rap to hip hop to R&B. I've seen country. Like I've there's wide range of music.
There's something about live music. There's just nothing like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go to almost any type of show except country. I just can't get into it.
I haven't. Yeah. I started listening to country, like the new country, like Morgan Wallen and
Stadium country.
Stadium country, yeah. Like within the past couple of years, and I don't know. It's kind of relaxed. Like when we go to the beach, we'll put on country. It's just kind of relax. I know.
I just got the shivers, man.
That's where we're different, but it's music, because music.
It is.
It's just music. It just relaxes us.
It's healing.
Yep. So yeah, that's me. I'm a old school hip hop, R&B.
I got you there. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I love all that stuff.
Always a lot of time spent in the clubs with my friends, just going to a club. I got into techno for a while, like house. You remember like house dancing, like the house music, like "Girl, I'll House You," like that kind of music.
Yeah.
You didn't ever got into house music, so I used to go to house clubs and like dance the house music and stuff like that.
I like my techno is dark, not a lot of lyrics, and just evil. You know what I'm saying? Like the bass alone could start your car. That's how dark.
A little bit emo.
No, I mean, it's just
you wore all black.
I think they call it progressive house.
Yeah.
And maybe a little trance. Get the little weird like synthesizer going. So I don't know. I started sort of like you, listening to 70s and 80s rock, classic rock. All the the Who, Doors, Zeppelin, Floyd. Listen to all that. And then for some reason I think I was 12. We were on Martha's Vineyard. And I walked into one of the surf shops because I skateboarded and I liked all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they were playing Natural Mystic by Bob Marley. And I'm just like, whoa.
Wow.
This is the coolest vibe ever. Like, what is this? And that was it. From that day till right now, as I'm sitting here, reggae. I absolutely love everything about it. The people, the culture, the history. From Bob to Burning Spear to little lesser known, artists, Mighty Mystic, if you're watching, he's a local guy and he's touring and love all that stuff. But between that, college was alternative rock, Pixies, Blur, like just obscure bands that like weren't really popular yet. And then it was nothing but techno. The more bassy and just that pounding bass. We'd go to the clubs, we'd listen to it, we'd talk to the DJ. Hey, what was that you just played? And he'd tell us. And then on the way out, you could buy a cassette tape of the previous week, and we're like, "Yep, we're doing it." Nice. And this was all in Boston. This was on Lansdowne Street in Boston, right behind Fenway Park. So I still listen to techno, but now I'm lately I've been listening to some of Fatboy Slim's live shows. It's pretty crazy. I'll send you one.
Yeah.
You wrap your orders like really fast on a Monday morning. You're just sitting there like, and then you're like, boop, next. It's wild. So
yeah. Like
it worked.
I mean, I never really. I listened to reggae. I mean, I know Bob Marley and like, listened to that, but I never like really got like into it. But I'll listen to it. Like I was cooking on the Blackstone the other night, and I put on Bob Marley. It's just a different vibe. You know what I mean?
Totally. You're going to come with us next time we go to a show.
Yeah, I'm down.
We see Steven, Damien, Ziggy. They tour all the time, and it's such an awesome show. So my first show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your first show.
So my buddy had long hair, super cool clothes, just didn't give a fuck what anybody thought of him. And I was like wearing like IOU sweatshirts, and I had the pants with the cuffs, the jeans, and then I don't know, I was rocking Pumas or something. I don't even know what the heck I was wearing. Maybe Gazelles. And he's like, no. Not going to work at this show. I'm like, okay. So he's like, come on over an hour before, we'll get you set up. I'm like, okay. We're like 16. Yeah. We're like 16 going almost 17 years old. So we got tickets to the Orpheum Theater in Boston, just outside of the Boston, the old combat zone. It's like the red light district.
Oh,
It's right around the
okay.
corner from there. So it's not a great area. To the 1990 Jane's Addiction Ritual De La Habitual tour. And he's like, we're going. I think there was $30 for
Yeah.
these tickets, which was crazy money for us back then. And he goes, but my parents can't drive us, and my parents don't even know. So he's like, just ride your bike over to my house. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Get over there. He gives me camouflage jeans, like pants to wear, just a plain black t-shirt with nothing on it, and then a bandana that he put around my head. And he goes, all right, now you're all set. Now we can go. So I left my my Structure. Do you know that? Remember that brand?
Oh yeah, I have plenty of Structure.
I left my Structure collared 3-button shirt on the floor and my Pumas, and we went. We rode our bikes to the commuter line. We got on the commuter line and then took that all the way into Boston. From there, we took the Green Line over to the Theater District in Boston and walked, and we got in. And we were probably like 18th or 19th row, so we weren't too close. But they came out and they did all of the songs on that album. And then for the encore, they left. Perry Farrell, who was the lead singer, he comes out with a full bottle of wine, uncorks it, starts chugging it, and then there's people in the front row doing this stuff. So he's just pouring it all over everybody. And they did Jane Says for the encore.
Nice.
I lost my mind. I'm like, to this day, it's still one of my favorite bands. But to see them live was my first show. I wasn't even 17 years old.
I know, that's the thing with me, like with seeing Metallica, because your first show, like it just holds that memory.
Yes.
Like of course you get the T-shirt. I got that, the white and Justice for All T-shirt.
I got one too.
That's
and I don't have it.
Hundreds of dollars now. That
I know. It was black. It had the album cover on the front, and then in the back it had all the tour dates. And I wore it to high school like all the time. I'm like, this is the coolest shirt. And then I just threw it away.
Like, think like as a reseller, because I never thought about this before. Like, think of all of those band tees that we, concert tees that are worth $1,000, $500. Those are Metallica. That and Justice for All Metallica shirt, I guarantee sells for a couple $100. I'm gonna look it up. And Justice for All.
That's not even the worst part. Is I had the Downward Spiral 9 Inch Nails. I went to go see them, and I had that shirt too, and I threw that away. Probably 6 or 7 different Mighty Mighty Boss Stones shirts, and I don't have them. I had Vision Streetwear. I had Paul Peralta shirts. All of that stuff. That's what I wore to school. Jimmy Z, Varney France.
Oh, I had a shit.
I don't want to look it up. I don't even want to know.
Yeah, like one just sold from 1994 for 170, 175. Yeah, those. I know. There's so many shirts out there. Like, remember the band Third Base, like the 90s third.
Yep.
That shirt, I think from the Cactus album, from that tour shirt, which I had because I saw Third Base in concert. It's just worth so much money. So much money. But
and then what do? We either donated them, threw them away.
Yeah, probably. Probably threw it away after I left high school. It's like, I'm done with this shirt. I don't want this anymore.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
It's in my town dump 100 feet down.
Mm-hmm. Just, oh man.
I wish someone back then was like, do not throw your stuff away. Don't throw those T-shirts away. Because in 30 years, when you're 50 years old, or 35 years, when you're it's just going to be worth a shit ton of money.
We didn't know.
I'm
sorry. We didn't know.
I know.
It
sucks.
I would go and see the Boss Stones. They were a mixture of ska, reggae, hardcore, and punk. Kind of like all thrown into a pot. And their big thing was plaid, right? Because they like to mix music styles. They like to mix Their musicians were all different, races. So they just love this big melting pot of music and people and all that.
Yeah.
I still love them to this day. They're, local band, but they'd play at these small venues and you'd go for $10, $15 and you'd go in there. And my dress of choice was 8-eye Doc Marten boots, black, right? Shorts. You're wearing like either some plaid shorts or, like a Black Watch plaid shorts. And then it's one of the only concerts where it's okay to wear the shirt of the band you're going to see. Normally, I would not suggest doing that. Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
But for some reason, everyone's wearing the Boston shirt. It has a big bulldog with the logo on it. And I was so skinny and so small. I was like 130 pounds.
Pretty much what you are now.
Pretty much what I am now. That I would go up and the dude would just give me like 10 fingers and hoist me up and I'd just be like crowd swimming around. Then they'd throw me on the stage and I'd like skip across the thing and then they'd just jump off. I mean, it's wild. I can still, in my head, it was some of the best times I've ever had. And I can still remember it.
Like going to concerts, concerts as kids, like when you're 16, 17 years old, just going to a concert, like it's just those memories that you have. Like I remember, so do you remember the band Digital Underground?
Oh, of course.
So Digital Underground, when Tupac was in the band originally, like before he got all famous.
Yep.
I went and saw Digital Underground, Queen Latifah.
No Humpty Dance. Was there Humpty Dance in there or was that later?
No, that was Humpty. Yeah, same time frame.
Okay, cool.
Early 90s, 91. Queen Latifah.
Oh, cool.
Third Base.
Oh, wow, dude.
Big Daddy Kane. It was like a whole big group of people.
Pimpin' ain't easy.
Yeah, but it sure is fun. So yeah, so like concerts like that when you're a kid, there's just things you remember. Like you don't forget those things. Like you get the shirts, you have a good time, you're young.
Your mind is blown.
There's none of this like recording. Right. You're just having a good ass time with random ass people having fun. I miss those days are fun. And I miss those days for sure. But growing up in the 90s, man, like it's a whole different lifestyle. Yeah. Like completely different.
Yeah, I'll piss off some people here, but it's the best. It was the best age to be at that time. And we didn't have technology to cloud our memory, to lose our attention on worthless crap. You're there. No one has a phone. You're there. You're listening to the music and you're just seeing everything. Yeah. That's why I can remember it so much. That's why it's
being a teenager in the late 80s, early 90s was just, it was different. And
it was the best.
The best. Yeah. There's nothing else you can say about it. I remember
we got to see Nine Inch Nails. And they're playing in South Boston. We go in there and we're there a little early. I just said, well, I don't really know what to do here. So I'm just going to wear everything black, all black. So we go in and then someone's like, oh, hey, do you know who the opening act is? I'm like, oh, no, I don't. He's like, all right. And then he goes and he asks somebody else. And it's, I don't know, some girl, Marilyn Manson. Oh, cool. Is that Chuck Manson's daughter?
Oh, so this would be
I don't know.
Way before he was even anything.
No one had any clue who this guy was. No one had any idea, including myself. He gets up there, blows us away. We're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Then Nine Inch Nails comes on and the place, it was absolutely electric. It was crazy.
Yeah, that would have been
crazy. I think it was his bassist. It was bald, except he had this like single like clump of hair coming up out of the top of his head that formed like a fountain like this, and it was green. And Trent Reznor comes out with his signature like fishnet, stockings and fishnet stuff on his sleeves and all that. and he destroyed the place. It was unbelievable. I'm like, probably one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I never got to see any like that style. I never got to see that style of music live.
Wild.
I did actually. I did. You know, I saw the Ramones.
Very cool. I've seen them. That's an awesome show too.
It was at a Park Fest in Albany in '96, maybe. One of my buddies was this. They had a band, local band.
The bulb almost just.
Oh shit!
It's gonna be interesting.
So one of my buddies.
I'm just telling you right now. I got to put plastic down or something because it's gonna get messy.
So, actually, 3 of my friends, they had a local band, and they opened up for the Ramones. It was like a Park Fest. It was cool. It was fun. It was cool. They also opened up for like Blink-182, like all these different bands. Like they were pretty good locally back in the '90s. Do you so like with the music, with the kind of car you had, did you? Because I know I did. You may have been different. Have just a loud system in your car?
Oh yeah. 6x9s, a subwoofer. But it had to be like kind of like custom because the car didn't come with any of that stuff.
No. So I think I was a senior. It was probably 18. I had a 1989, so it was 1990. I had a 1989 GMC Jimmy. So it's like a Blazer.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
So in that, during that time was when everyone had like, how loud can your music be?
12-inch speakers.
I had a big case in the back. I had 2 16s.
Oh my god!
A bunch of amps, and then it was just boom, like everything would rattle,
shattering windows.
Everything would shatter. I think I had an Alpine, like deck, the deck you can take out and bring inside.
Yep.
So
the faceplate, or you pull the whole thing out?
I think it was just the faceplate.
Okay.
But I had an alarm system.
Oh, hold on. There's some people here that have no idea what you're talking about.
No. So
explain that real quick.
So back in the 80s and 90s, it was all about like how loud can your car be? You know, who has the biggest amps, who has the biggest subwoofers, who has the nicest, deck. So we called the radios decks then. So Alpine was one of the biggest ones. Pioneer was big, right? And you could have the deck that would stay in there permanently, but you can remove them. You can remove the faceplate, pop it off, bring it inside so nobody steals it. Like Dennis says, you can take the entire thing out and bring it in the house. Because back then, everyone stole their shit. Which brings me to my next story. So I had an alarm system put on my truck.
Yeah.
Put the alarm system on because people know what you got. Truck, it was all tinted, big wheels. Like it was just the typical. If you go look up 1990 GMC Jimmy, everyone has them all decked out. My friends had like lights on them, and so I had an alarm system put on. And I think I'm in college. I think I was going to college like for a few semesters before I went to the military or something like that. But I remember coming out of my house, going to get into my truck for school. Someone broke into my truck, stole everything with the alarm system still in place. So whoever, I don't know. I think it was. I mean, looking back, I think it was somebody I used to work with. Yeah. And it was kind of my fault for kind of like putting it out there. But yeah, it was fun. Like
if they know what you have, yeah, sure.
But it's whatever. I think from there on out, I just let it go. I didn't put anything else in there, and I'm like, I'm leaving for the military. Just let it sit. But yeah, music then was just like how I remember when I met Jen. Like I would go over to her house, and I'd be driving like a mile away, and her parents like, "Oh, Scott's almost here."
Oh my god!
Because it was just you pop open the back window would open up.
Yep.
And you would just let it. Boom. It was fun.
The rear view mirror was just you couldn't even see in the rear view mirror because it was anything. Shaking.
But you don't see much of that now. Doesn't seem to resonate now with the young kids. Does it?
Yeah. Some of the factory radios they're putting in these cars are amazing. Bose speakers, Infinity speakers.
I know.
You know, you got to remember back in our time, the factory stuff was horrible.
Horrible, like horrible.
Just garbage, absolute
Garbage.
garbage. No,
Yeah,
no bass at all.
no,
Like it
no.
didn't even exist.
Back then, if you wanted any sort of music, you had to get stuff installed.
And just rip it all out.
And most of the time, we did it ourselves. We weren't spending. I think my dad wired all mine, but most of the time, it's just like, I'm just gonna figure it out.
Yep.
Hard to wire it to the battery, whatever.
Yep.
Um,
That's how you did it.
my
And you could
so
buy
my
the harness, you know, the harness that would click to your existing car wires and then to the new you know, deck.
yeah.
And that was great.
What was your very first car you ever had?
It was a 1970 Camaro.
Ooh,
It's the ones that had the little split bumpers and then like that beak, sort of
yeah,
like beak
yeah,
nose.
yeah.
Yeah. It was my uncle, grandmother's car. They were like, we don't need it anymore. You're the first grandchild to get a license, so pick
Nice.
which one you want. Either the 70 or the 1969 Camaro, which, oh God, I love that car. Unfortunately, there were mice living in it, and the roof was Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
But the other one just needed some body work. Ended up getting that at 16 and a half, driving it all through high school. We painted it. We put rims on it, redid the interior. We put a new engine in it, a 330 horse, 350. And then I drove it to college. I drove it down to Virginia.
Oh wow.
When we moved after I got married. We had 2 kids. Got it back to Massachusetts, and it sat in my driveway, and I don't have a garage.
So,
And I saw
but
it slowly starting to
yeah,
deteriorate. I'm like, I can't sit here and watch what happened to the 69 Camaro happen to this one.
yeah.
So I ended up listing it, and a guy and his son, a cop actually, from Enfield, Connecticut, drove all the way out here with a
Oh shit,
flatbed,
that's far.
paid me cash, rolled it up on the flatbed, and he's like, "Hey, I'll send you pictures. We're gonna do a full restoration." I'm like, "Please don't.
Oh,
Please don't send me.
I don't want to see.
I don't want to see it." And and to his honor, he never sent me pictures.
But
I said, "I
at least
have
they went to a
some of
good
the."
place.
Oh yeah, it was for him and his son. They were gonna completely restore the entire thing. I'm like, "That's amazing. That's just so cool."
Yeah.
So
That's
so many good
impressive. It's
times in that
impressive
car.
that you had it that long.
Yeah, I loved that car. And her name was Cindy, named after Cindy Crawford, who that was
Oh,
like my, you know,
your
15-year-old
your
crush. Like,
crush. Yeah.
oh my God. And it was Cindy. That thing has so many stories.
I
That's
can
for
imagine.
another podcast.
Yeah.
Um,
My first car, um, the rule with like my parents, like you had to buy your own car, right? So
okay.
my first car, I think I just gotten my permit or license, 16, maybe 17 years old. I was working a job, so I had, around $800 to buy a car. I found a 1979 Buick Regal.
Cool.
It was so
Yeah.
that was 10 year. It was probably about 10 years old.
Yep.
19. It was I think it was a 375 engine in it, like
The
steel bump.
the door on that is bigger than some people's cars
Oh my
nowadays.
god, this car!
You open that door and you're like, woo.
I could not kill that car. Those steel bumpers. Like we took
The
that
whole
car.
thing.
Yeah, we took that car.
I had an 83 Pontiac version of that car.
Yeah, that was
It was called the Grand Prix.
Yeah, looking back, that's one of those cars like I wish like I restored. Like put it in the garage.
Yeah.
We took it skiing all the time. We came home one day, I was dropping off my friends, and it was like an ice storm. And I'm driving around these streets, and I come around this corner, and I hit a car. Just smashed the back of the car. But everything was covered in ice. His car, my car, nothing happened to either car.
Oh wow.
So I knock on the door. I'm like, I just hit your car, and yeah, nothing.
That's
So
what
I
happens when you have a steel bumper to a steel bumper. There's no plastic on that thing.
No, the car. I mean, the car was a tank, complete
Yeah.
tank. I love that car. I ended up giving it to my brother. I think he got back from the army. He needed a car. I'm like, here, you can have the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like the bumper was falling off, and then I got the '89 GMC Jimmy, which my parents, I don't remember. I test drove two cars. I test drove that Jimmy, and I test drove an '89 BMW. And I'm like, what's more practical in the Northeast?
Yeah.
4-wheel drive truck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that. Payments were ridiculous because it was all on me. My parents weren't paying for that car. So I went 18 years old with a car payment, which was probably a bad idea.
I did the same thing. I did it was a Blazer, the Chevy Blazer. So
Yeah, same
similar to
thing.
the GMC
Same thing.
Jimmy, but this was a Chevy Blazer, all
Yeah.
black, beautiful, beautiful. I love this thing.
Yeah.
And I took this everywhere.
Oh,
4-wheel drive.
everywhere.
You couldn't kill it. It was a well-built truck.
Remember back then, like the 4-wheel drive was like on the floor. Like you had to reach down and like pop it in 4-wheel. You don't hit. It's not like a button you hit now.
No, now it's on my dash, and I just go click.
You had to stop. You had to stop the car, pop it in
Neutral.
4 high. Yep.
Yep.
And then take off.
Yep.
All right.
They're good.
Let's Wait, what was you talking about?
Okay, good. I was gonna say I got a cool story.
No, go. Oh, okay, yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed drunk stories because
it was fun.
We had a lot of laughs. That was funny.
Yeah,
that was some funny stuff.
Yeah.
I want to bring back one more drunk story in this episode. If you didn't know by now, my former job was I was a police officer, and my first job, I was a police officer down in Virginia. And down there, you'll know this from the military, the term voluntold. You don't volunteer for something, but you're not ordered to do something.
Yeah.
You're right in the middle. You're voluntold.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So they needed a breath tech. And this is the guy that runs the breathalyzer. Back at the station, someone brings somebody in at 3:35 in the morning when everyone's nighty-night. And you're like, dude, you got to be kidding me. So you come back to the station, you run the breath machine, you're dealing with some idiot that's hammered, and you're trying to get him to blow into this machine. Anyway, it's a 3-day course. And they said, you're going, Dennis, you're up. I'm like, okay. So it was in Virginia, and I was sent to DC.
Okay.
And it was run by the Virginia State Police. And after 3 days, you get your certification and some serial number and log in and all this stuff. You'd have to log into the machine and all that. So I'm like, cool. So I go, and the first day is just dry, super dry. They're teaching you about alcohol and the effects and what to look for, like nothing groundbreaking. And the instructor was pretty cool. And then after class, he's like, hey, guys, just to let you know, every night this week, I'm going to be eating at the so-and-so. So he goes, you guys are more than welcome to come, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So I'm staying with just some random person. Everybody was staying in double occupancy rooms. And this kid was like not having it. He's just literally go to class, come back, study, go to bed. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I'm by myself. So I stroll down to this little restaurant, and sure enough, there's like 15 of the classmates there. Everyone's drinking. And I'm like, oh, this is how it's going to be. I'm like, cool. All right. 2 beers over here. So this dude is just, the instructor just starts buying rounds for people.
Oh shit.
And it was awesome. He was the coolest guy. And he's telling us all about some adventures that he was a trooper. He was a Virginia trooper. And he's telling us crazy war stories. And we're all listening. And we're all drinking. And boom, boom, boom. Like, he's like, yeah, right here. Another one right here. Just bringing them over and over. And then for some reason at like midnight, he's like, oh, by the way, tomorrow and every class after this, you guys will be blowing into the breath line. And we're like,
what
oh,
you fucking just set us
absolutely
up.
full of shit. He's full of shit. And he's like, no, and you have to blow triple zeros or else they send you home. And we're like,
and this is after you guys are fucking hammered at midnight.
We were out for like 3 hours. So sure enough, we all had to blow triple zeros the next morning.
At what time? Like, was it like early, like 6 o'clock?
8 a.m. 8 a.m.
Fuck.
So we go in, everyone blows into the machine. They're teaching you how to use it, but they're using your breath.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm absolutely stone cold sober. I'm like blowing into the thing. I'm like, that's cool. So we go through, how to use the machine now, how to properly operate. Look for, dude, this ain't even, I'm not going to bore you guys, but this even got into like, what if the reading is this? And what if the reading is that? They're like, oh, he's huffing paint. That's why he appears to be drunk. And it's going to show up like, oh, he's got, what is it? Toluene, like all different chemicals that could trick the machine because he was like spraying like chrome paint in a bag. And dude, oh yeah, he thinks that he's going to put like a copper penny in his mouth and it's going to throw off them. It was really cool. It was really cool. Second night, we go out and he's like, hey, guys, over here, we're at the bar.
Everyone's afraid to drink.
Same, and everyone's like, I don't know, man. I'm with the light beer. He goes, no, we're gonna do shots. I'm like, fuck it, I'm in. Let's do it. And he's pouring. Ooh, let's do a segue. He's pouring my favorite brown liquor. If you guys are paying attention,
that's right.
You need to remember that. He poured those out, and we're like, woo, boom, 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 and I'm like, I should probably stop. Yeah, I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
So I stopped drinking. I was fine. Next day, perfectly fine. The last night we were there, he's like, all right, guys, last night, you guys just got to pass the test tomorrow. It's real easy. You basically bring somebody in and those people are paid to drink. Not you. And then you got to run them through the test. And I'm like, oh, awesome. So he goes, we're going to go to dinner. And then there's a party back at the hotel that we're staying at. And we'll meet you in the hotel lobby. Okay. We all go out to dinner, have a couple of drinks at dinner, come back to the hotel lobby. And he's got like bottles out now.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. I get to the point where he leaves. We're all still there finishing our drinks. I stumble into the elevator. I still remember this. I stumble into the elevator. He's in it. And he's like, where are you going? I have a bud in my hand. And I'm like, oh, I'm going back to the room. That we're going to have a little after party. He's like, oh, hell no. He's like, nope. He's like, you guys are done. That was the only morning that I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to blow triple zeros, man. I don't think there's enough time between when I stopped and when I have to do that.
So what would have happened? What would have happened if you guys blew like 0.001? Failed?
Gone. They send you back to your department.
You don't think he's like did it purposely?
I don't know.
Nobody failed out your class?
No one did.
That's crazy.
Everybody. That morning I was nervous. I'm like, oh man, because I don't feel sober.
It's like he's almost setting you up. It's like he's setting you up to fail.
Yeah. Virginia State Troopers eat their young. I know they do. And if you're watching it and you're a trooper, I mean that in the nicest possible way. The nicest possible from my heart. But they totally do.
That's wild.
For example, I'm in the academy and it's like 3 weeks in, the instructor goes, hey, by the way, there's 2 troopers on the highway, one in each direction, and they're looking to see if you exceed the speed limit by 1 mile per hour. They're going to pull you over and bust your balls. He goes, just to let you know. And sure enough, there was. And they were there just to fuck with us. Yeah. I'm like, it's not cool. We're on the same team. I mean,
it's like hazing.
It's a hazing. It's exactly what it was. And I don't know if this guy was trying to do the same thing, but bro, you're buying drinks for us. You're buying rounds for us, you know?
Yeah, he was.
How do you know there's some experienced drinkers here? You don't.
You don't.
But I was nervous, but I passed.
And I wonder if it was more like by him doing that. Is it like an integrity thing also? Like, let's see who's going to completely get shit-faced and overdo it, and
that's my guess.
And not hold your composure.
Yep, that's my guess.
Yeah, that's
Do you have enough self-discipline to say, I'm done, I know what's going to happen tomorrow morning, and I'm done?
Yeah.
And I think that's somewhat, but what a time. I hated having the certification because I'm the guy now.
And how much did you have to end up using it when you're like back at your department?
Weekly. And it was always on my last night before my days off, and it's your
last
night in the morning.
It's your last night, your last hour. It's like,
dude, this takes an hour. This takes a whole hour. By the time I'm done, it's an hour. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And then I have to write the report because I'm the one that conducted I'll do a supplemental report because I conducted the test. And then everything I do can be subpoenaed to court. Everything.
That's a good story. My brother, who's a sheriff in Collier County in Florida, will love that story. And he'll comment. He's been commenting on all of our stuff. So
awesome.
That's awesome. He'll appreciate that and understand.
Amazing. Thank you, brother, and stay safe, man. It's Florida, dude. I cannot believe that is an area connected to the United States. I really can't believe that.
I know.
Right? It's just wild down there. There are alligators just wandering around, right?
They're all
just wandering around. It's crazy down there. There are more things that can kill you.
He told me that
other than the human being.
And it's not a news too. Like people get pet snakes.
Yeah.
And they get too big for their cage, and they'll just dump them in the Everglades. And now there's 26-foot pythons in the Everglades that shouldn't be out there.
No, it's their perfect habitat. They love it there.
And there's people that live in the Everglades. Ooh. Just people live out there.
Yeah. Leatherface and all those people.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I want to read a few comments. Just about some last comments from some channels or from our videos. This is back on our first video that we ever made about the beer, money, and ghosts. We good?
I don't know. Can you guys hear that thing going glug, glug, glug? It reminds me of Das Boot. I know it's going to happen. Eventually, it's just going to go boom.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far. All right, let me get back to my comments.
I'm sorry.
So it was on the beer, money, and ghosts. So in that video, we talked about going to the bins and what I experimented with some of the people at the bins. So we have a commenter. Their name is Stuff I Like 2739. And this person says, what are the quotes bins? Wholesale clothing pile somewhere. So I commented back, well, what the bins are, it's a Goodwill outlet. And then what it is just a mass amount of bulk items that you buy for cheap. It can be toys, it can be clothing, it can be books, it can be shoes, and you pay per pound. The location I go to is $1.79 per pound, and you just get as much as you can. So that's what the bins are.
How often do you go?
We had a comment. So we talked about the video game, the NCAA.
Oh, that's right.
We weren't sure about what year it was.
What did I say it was? 2013, I think I said.
13, 12, 14.
Yeah.
So we had a comment, Matt Fisher, 19, which happens to be my son. He goes, NCAA 14 was the last one.
Oh,
the Michigan quarterback Denard Robinson was on the front cover. Also known for not wearing shoelaces in his cleats. Enjoy. I did not know that.
How do they stay on?
I don't know. But it was 14.
Wow. Okay.
So thanks, Matt.
I know the cover now. It's the blue, the Wolverines blue.
Yeah,
Michigan.
I knew it was a Michigan player. So thanks, Matt, for letting us know about that.
Still gets good money. That still gets some good money.
It does.
Even though.
We have one more comment in our last show. This is from Rin, RIN 1175 resale. And it says, I think it's a fun concept and podcast to listen to, especially while listing. You guys know it more than I do, but it'll take a while to build up a following. I think if you guys keep at it during this period where it's easy to question the low view counts while it's still fresh, it'll grow steadily. And I agree. we're our views are getting up each week. It's a great concept, which we talked about already in the show. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to grow, and we're going to keep at it. But yeah, I want to thank you guys all for the comments. There's some other ones in there. It's mostly family, from our family, but
yes,
we just want them to watch. We don't want them to comment.
Seriously, just throw us a bone here. At least give us a like and a thumbs up and
we did have one. Hang on, one more. So my brother Brian Cullen 6843. He says, thanks for the great shout out. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to a live show where we can all interact.
I like that. We should do that.
We got to do a live show.
Yeah.
So
let's build up the base a little. Maybe we'll expose the viewers to what we're trying to do here, and then we can definitely do something like that.
Yeah. So let me show you something here. I got some
giveaways.
Props. I got some props.
Ooh, I love props.
What are these?
Exactly what those are.
What are these for?
I sell those all the time, except the Tyco version. I don't know what those are.
These are speed tracks.
Okay.
So I saw these in a free pile on the side of the road.
Yes.
And in that pile,
you said my favorite F word.
In that free pile are a bunch of these. So there's only one slot car that's intact.
That's okay.
But the rest of these are all covers.
That's all right.
Got a bunch of these covers.
I like that.
So I know this is your department. I'm gonna look them up. I don't know what they're worth. I don't know if this works, but in this box was the track also.
Nice.
I'm never probably gonna put together, but one day I will. But I don't even know how to put it together. But yeah, so I love finding stuff like this because I don't know anything about this, and this is where I'm gonna probably lean on you. Like, dude, what do I do with this shit? And I know this stuff probably sells.
If it's complete, right?
They're just covers. That's all they are. Just covers to the slot cars.
Like the set though. If the set is complete, I'll sell it as a complete track set. If it's not, I'll just sell it in lots of. All right, here's 5 curved pieces. Here's 5 straightaways. Here's the starting point where you plug in the controllers. That type of stuff. Okay. It was called Speed what?
Speed Track. TRA looks like a K. And I'm not. Are these called controllers? I mean, they got the ends on them, so they look. This looks complete.
Yeah. So this was. Wow. You're gonna be pleasantly surprised. It is a well-known sort of brand. I'm seeing a bunch of cars.
But the cars don't have any like names on them, but I'm assuming it goes with that. Now there were a bunch of other the bases of the slot cars in that box. Yeah, that had no wheels on it or nothing.
That's fine. That's for parts. Do you have the police car by chance?
I don't. I saw the police car.
There's like $20.
Yeah, I don't have that police car. I have a couple trucks, a couple basic cars, nothing crazy, but
yeah, people are buying stuff.
Yeah, so that's
Tyco is your huge name for these.
Oh, is this Speed Tracks not a big brand?
What I'm finding here is that is a Matchbox branded slot cars.
There's the
I didn't know Matchbox was in the game. I had no idea they jumped.
Speed Tracks. Yeah, so we like to talk about some eBay stuff. So I've always talked about how I just do clothing. But when I'm driving through work, a lot of you guys may not know, but I do have a full-time job and it requires me doing a lot of driving. And there's just so much free stuff. And a lot of times I'll just pull over and look. And I just saw these and I'm like, I'll give it a shot. They've been sitting in my room probably for, I don't know, a few weeks. You got to tilt that back a little bit.
I know it's going to soak me. I absolutely know it's going to. It's making some weird gurgling noises. I'm gonna research how to drink out of the bottom of it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look those up. So, yeah, who knows? It's out of my realm. I don't even have any like boxes to ship these in. That's the other problem. The problem with me selling clothing is like I'm set up for clothing. I have poly bags and clear like poly bags. I don't have boxes because I don't ship stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it would be something like maybe I have like I don't know. I don't even have a little box for this. So maybe I could put it on Marketplace, try to get rid of it locally, and try to stay off eBay. I could try that. Or I
Yeah,
can
I
just,
love
or I can,
I
or I
love local
can,
sales.
or I can get some 4x4x4 little boxes. I don't know. Figure it out. But these are
Yeah,
honestly sit in the corner of my death pile until I have nothing to do.
just like my
It's,
clothing
it's
pile.
kind of like you with clothing. It's gonna
There it
sit in
is.
your yeah.
See it right there. It's just this big, massive thing. I'm like, no, I'm good.
I'll get.
You're drooling. I'm bored. I come over there. I see all yours. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me?
Because you would list those right immediately.
Oh, right now, like right
Yeah.
now, it's like
Like
the keywords. I got the I know what they're looking for.
like I don't want to be bothered looking at the track. I don't want to. You know what?
Yep.
I just probably bring them to you next time I see you. We'll switch.
We can trade. That's the greatest thing about reselling, guys. Someone always wants what you have. Seriously, just don't be lazy.
I know.
Stop, and no, stop complaining.
Yeah, or I can just learn and get a few boxes and learn and buy some boxes that will fit that.
It depends on how much you want to learn. I mean, it's
I know.
It's
just it's out of that comfort zone. It's like, I have so much like stuff sitting there that I found for free that I don't want to touch because I don't know it. Where I would rather list a pair of shorts and a shirt all day than try to figure out if that's a Matchbox, Tyco. Does it work? Does it not work? Do I have to test it?
Because what you just said, that's your comfort zone.
That's my comfort zone.
Right. And we all know the only way you grow in this business is to get out of that.
Yeah.
Just find one thing. Like, all I sell is tools. That's it. Well, maybe learn one other thing.
Right. And it's like you try to stay away from clothing, but you have like those 10 or 15 we have 11 now because you got a new one from this weekend.
Thank you.
So you have a core group of brands that you are looking out for when you're out thrifting or getting your stuff for free. And you're like, okay, going through, keep that. Right? I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And you just go with what you know. But but you also leave that aside and list the stuff you know. Yeah. Your books, your movies, your electronics, your toys. You'd much rather play with that all day than throw a sweatshirt up on a rack and try to figure it out.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you're over here and you're like, oh, just from feeling what this is, I know what it is. And I'm like, dude, I'd donate that. I'd throw that away. And you're like, that's like $30.
Yeah, like this weekend,
just from feeling it.
Yeah, like when I was with you this weekend, we were going through your death pile. Well, it's more than a death pile; it's like a death room, right?
Profit pile. I like that.
Your profit pile. So we're going through, and you're asking me like, "Is this good? Is this good?" I'm like, "Good, good, good." And you're like, "How do you know that?"
I was getting like maybe 1 out of every 15 or 20 correct.
You pulled up that G-Star shirt. Like, you might want to list that.
No idea.
G-Star is one of those brands that it's a solid brand.
Yeah.
But you don't know that because you don't do that.
Right.
It's just, learning. Like, and that's the good thing about like with me and you, like we're not like really, it's not we're not competing with each other.
Not at all.
It's more of like you messaged me the other night, hey Scott, did you ever hear of this brand? I'm like, yeah. But you never heard
why?
of
you haven't? I'm like, no.
I'm like, tell me you didn't find that brand. And it's just we throw stuff off each other all the time. Not that I find a lot of hard goods because I'm not looking for that, but
no, but
you'll message
me. But you know you can. You know you can, because we have a relationship that we've built and a friendship that we've built. I mean, that's really the name of the game. If you want to go anywhere in this business, it really is.
Yeah, and it's good you bring that up. So it's like making contacts and making friendships, not just through not through like me and you, but just like on Instagram alone, like make contacts locally with like brick and mortar people. Make contacts with I don't know, local vendors, flea market people, just make those contacts. You don't always have to say you're a reseller, but just put it out there. It's never going to hurt. If you put it out there 100 times and and you get one yes, contact your local, junk removal company. Say, hey, this is what I do. Can I get some stuff? And they may be like, no, but you just got to keep asking. Just make contact with people.
I think, I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it 1,000 times. Like, get yourself a business card.
Yeah, true.
Seriously, go to. I don't know. I got these on Vistaprint. They'll give you like a coupon. I think it was like $20. You hand that out a whole bunch of times, and it'll pay for itself like that.
All you need is one. All you need is one person.
I'm not saying go to a yard sale and be like, "Hi, how are you? I'm a reseller. Can I buy your stuff and flip it for money?" No, that's not the time and place. But you meet someone like, "Oh God, we I don't know, we're mom died and we're trying to clean out her house." I'm like, I might be able to help you with that.
Right.
Stuff like that. Or I don't
know. Because you're not always looking to get it for free. We're in this. Getting it free is great.
I'm looking to get it for free.
Yes, but if you make
I will pay up. But I'll pay up
if you find someone who's like, hey, I'm trying to get rid of this stuff, and you're gonna pay, get it for cheap, we're gonna pay that amount. Obviously you want to get it for free, but it's making those contacts of like, you hand your cards out and say, hey, we do cleanouts if you're interested. We buy your junk if you're interested. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't, and it's like that fine line of saying you're a reseller or you're looking to help them.
Both, though. You can do both.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I've always like got myself in.
I was just saying, mom died and we got to clean the house out.
I know.
It's like, oh,
but
cool.
The amount of times that I've mentioned I'm a reseller and they're like, no, we're not talking to you.
Regionally, right? I think it's regionally.
Of course. People in New York, man, they're just.
Hold on. I'm trying to take a sip of my drink and I got to read the instructions. All right. Do you guys want to read along with me? In addition to sheer volume, drinking a yard of beer presents another challenge. To drink from a yard glass without getting soaked, because no air can get into the bottom of the bowl until you've raised the glass fairly high. The moment the air goes and gets in, the pent-up beer at the bottom is released in a rush. Okay, so how do I do this?
There's no way around it.
Here are some tips for drinking a yard of beer. Usually it can hold 2.5 imperial pints, which is 1.25 liters of beer. Drink slowly. This can help reduce the risk of vomiting. Thank you. Twist the glass. This is what I wanted to know. Twist the glass. As you drink, twist the glass to prevent the beer from splashing in your face and gushing unevenly. And then lastly, choose your beverage. Some people prefer low carb lagers. This was from Google.
But if you twist the glass, it's still going to pour somewhere on your body.
Spinning like this?
That doesn't make any sense.
This is so sexual. I'm sorry.
This is the wrong show.
I'm just going to try it right here. Can you guys hear the gurgling?
Go ahead. Do it.
All
right. So Dennis is twisting the glass. I don't know. Guys, you're not going to find this on any other podcast ever.
I've almost done it. It's still cold. Still cold. Unlike IPAs, lagers, they tend to taste a little better. Not icy cold. For me.
You know what I want? I don't mean to cut you off, but that's what I do.
I'm good.
I want people to come on our show. Like, I want people in their comments,
Yes.
like, dude, you guys are a blast. Like, let me come on your show. And let's just, and we're not like, if you guys come on our show, like, you're staying on the entire show. You're not coming out for 5 minutes, like the entire show. And
You're
we're just gonna talk about random stuff. But if you come on a show, we're gonna ask you some personal questions. Like, we want stories.
And we want drinks.
We want, and you have to come.
We're gonna peer pressure you into drinking a yard of ale.
Mm-hmm. It's just what we do.
Let us know if you want to come on. In all seriousness, let us know if you want to come on. Please bring some outlandish stories. Please be, not the hit of the party, but I don't know, some cool history, some cool music, some people you've met, concerts, places you've been, travel. We haven't even talked about travel.
Oh no. And I also don't want to put like a time limit on the show. Like most podcasts, I believe, are like an hour.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We got to go.
Like, I don't fuck that. Like, I don't want to just be like, all right, guys, your time isn't good enough for us. We got to go. Fuck you guys. Like, if we got shit to talk about, we'll just keep talking. I got, I mean, we can talk about.
Soak myself with the beer.
Right. You know what? I do have a good eBay question for you, though. I think this is something a lot of people talk about. And I wrote this question down. If I could come to your house or anybody's, and we want comments, if I can come to your location to work for one day, what is one thing in your business that you would want me to do that you would need help with?
Oh, probably take pictures.
Okay.
I mean,
so
you were just here. You just saw the room over there. There's only so many hours in the day for me. Okay.
That's good. So
I'm married. I have 3 kids. They all still live here. So I have to do a ton of family stuff. So I would love for someone to come here and be like, bro, I could do like 40 pictures for you. 30, 40 pictures.
Like, if I gave you 10, like if someone gave you 10 hours, just took pictures for you all day.
Oh man. That would save me so much time.
You know what's what's good? Like, so I work a full-time job. My wife, Jen, stays home. She'll watch her grandkids, she'll bring them to school, but she's home. But she's 90% of the eBay business. I'm not gonna lie. She does 90% of it. So what I do is when I come home, I will take a week's worth of photos. I'll send
in one day? You'll do that in one day?
No, but each night I'll take probably 15, 15 to 20 sets of photos each night. And then I'll send her those photos so she can list those during the day. So it cuts out that time for her to take photos. So like in the room I'm in now, and that wall is my photo setup.
Yeah.
But it's only set up for like shirts, jackets, stuff like that. In the other room, she will do the jeans we have a big rug. We don't see the floor. She'll do the jeans and shorts from there.
Yeah.
But when she doesn't have time, because like now it's summertime, she's watching the kids, I'll take the photos for her, send them to her. So now we just saved her 2 hours of time. She has the photos. All she has to do is the measurements, list them. And then when I come home from work, she puts them all in the draft bank, look them over, and launch them.
Wow.
So that's how it's set up for us. And then on the weekends is different. But she's doing the eBay while I'm at work, which is it's fucking amazing. Huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
And then I'll come home, I'll launch them. I'll end and sell similar 15 to 20 items.
Yeah.
But with my question, my answer would be pricing. I would have somebody come in and help me price, because I think sometimes my pricing is too high. So that's my biggest struggle. Excuse me. My biggest struggle is the pricing side of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
because there's a lot of times I'll price something and she'll change it. Even though she doesn't say that she's fully invested in the business, she knows more about it, I think, on the pricing and the eBay side of it. Like, I'm more of the background, like the spreadsheets and the financials and all that, where she knows the pricings pretty well. So
let me interrupt you. So it's because you know the product so well, you know what it's worth. You totally do.
I do, but I don't, because that price changes daily.
In a perfect world. She's like, hell no, I'm just literally going to go with what I just saw sold and then go like $2 cheaper. And you're like, no, this is not worth that. It's worth this.
I know.
So and I'll pat myself on the back. I get most of my stuff for free. I will undercut anybody.
Well, that's the thing.
I want the fast nickel every time.
And that price changes. And I think this is a problem with all resellers. Is it's all depends how much you put in, how much you buy the item for.
Yes, 100%.
So like this sweater that I have listed for $185, this Anthropology, we got the bins, so it costs us $1.73. Right. So if somebody sends me an offer for $100, I'm fucking taking it.
Yeah, gone.
But if the other reseller is thrifting this from Goodwill and they pay $30 for it,
right,
their profit margin is different.
Yep.
So it's those prices are always going to change, like based on where I get the item. If I find it on the side of the road for free, or if I get it from a curbside pickup, like all those shoes, I'm just gonna get rid of them. But if I go to a Goodwill and I'm spending $8 for a pair of jeans, I need to get the maximum amount, and that's not always a good thing.
They say you make your money
at the
on the initial purchase of the item, and it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah. It's
so,
and that's the thing, like you see, like, and I don't want to throw a lot of shade, but you see a lot of like people going and buying something for 15 and they're selling it for 25.
Oh.
Or they're spending 50 to sell it for 75.
No way.
Just to say I sold it for 75.
Right.
That's a whole different part of what's going on.
That's another podcast.
That's a whole different. But yeah, I guess pricing, man. It's just I struggle with pricing because I know like what I sold something last year.
Yeah. Well, you just said that's last year.
That's even last month.
Trends
even last
change.
Month. Yeah,
right.
it changes so much.
Yeah.
Where she's in there, like she's looking at the last 90-day solds. She's looking at Terror Peak, like she's looking what like this is. I'll say, oh my god, you have this listed for $15.99. That's worth $30. And she's like, no, it's worth $15.99. Yeah. So
I sold that other. It's like, I guess it's a private joke. I sold some more erotica books.
Hey, whatever sells, man.
I had it for $100, right? And somebody from he's Canadian.
Okay.
So he's going to pay up because it's an eBay sale. He offered me $80. It's listed for 100 plus shipping. He offered me 80. I didn't even think twice. I just went click. Why? Because it was free.
Click accept.
Accept, of course. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I think I even would have accepted a $50 offer.
Because you got it for free.
Because it's free. Because it's free.
Now
I just went with the market price over here. And then you offer me half of what it's normally selling.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll get some. I'm sure people don't think that way because they think maybe you're killing the market. I don't know.
This is called capitalism.
Yeah.
It's capitalism.
Yeah.
I can get my product cheaper than you. That means I can sell it cheaper than you.
And trust me, I agree that some of the market is due to people like Amazon just undercutting everybody.
100%. Yeah.
But if it's
Walmart.
Yeah. If it's worth there, and there's certain items like, if I'm selling a Laura Piana jacket. So Laura Piana is another one of those brands that are hard to find.
Yeah.
If I'm selling a Laura Piana jacket that's worth $525, I'm not going to undercut the market at $150 because the value is it's a $500. It's worth $500. That's a little bit different. But if I'm out,
how often are you going to find that?
I know,
Gone.
but some things like that, just like the market calls for a $500 jacket.
All right, then put
That's
it
the
in for
market.
$450.
Yeah. But if I'm getting that Anthropology shirt or that sweater for $1.73 at the men's,
Yeah.
and the last one sold for $159, I'm selling it for $100.
I want it for $100. Yeah,
Gone.
that's fair. That's
Gone.
fair.
Take it.
And so you don't think that's undercutting the market by $60?
No, $60 isn't bad. If I were to sell it for $50, maybe that's different.
But then in the long scheme of things, that's one sale. That's one little blip. So we're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're getting this price, this price. Oh, there's that
And
one
you'll
single
see,
sale. And then
yeah, and you'll see that sometimes when you're doing comps. Like I'll look at something, and you know it sells say for it sells for $40, and you'll see something sells for $2. Like how the fuck did someone sell for $2?
auction.
Auction.
They put it up there for auction and they got absolutely robbed.
Yeah.
I
So
see that all the time.
there's two sides of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
What do you guys
it.
think? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. This is a little controversy. I want to know. I don't know what you think. Fast nickel, slow dime. What do you got? Do you kill the market? Do you absolutely not give a fuck about the market? Do you want to get the highest price you can possibly get? I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Yeah, everyone's different. I guess it all depends. I've been doing something in my store where anything. So I'm up to SKU number like 7,800 in that ballpark,
Okay.
right? Any SKU that doesn't. I don't have that many listed. That's just my SKU number. If I have any, I've been going back through and anything like SKU number like in the single digits, under 100. I've been dropping those items to $5. Just
Wow.
because they've been sitting there probably for 3 years.
Good point.
So I'll put it on there for $5.
3 years.
I've had stuff my oldest items that are like 001, 002. I've had those fuckers for 3-4 years. They're items you buy in the beginning where I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
What the fucked up thing is like I've been putting them there for $5, no offer. Because $5 is pretty cheap. I still can't sell them. Like even at $5, no one's buying $5 jeans. I don't know. So more than likely,
goddamn workout.
So more than likely, I'm gonna let it run the next month and then just take those items out.
Yeah.
Because if I can't sell them for $5, they gotta go.
Then they gotta go. That's not even worth your time then.
Yeah. And they're just brands that like you in the beginning, because you don't know what to buy, or you listen to people to tell you what to buy and it's the wrong shit.
I have probably a whole shelf of that crap back there.
Yeah, so that's what I might be doing in a few weeks, just going through my old 100 items and just go. Because if I can't sell them for $5, no one's gonna buy them.
You can make room in your shop, and you can get some higher quality items in there.
Yeah, because that's the thing. And like the longer you do this and the more you learn, I've been finding that like most of my stuff is selling on this end of the wall. All the most recent stuff.
Right.
Within the past
trends
year.
Because of trends, right?
Like I would say within the past 8 months to a year, that stuff's selling. Because that's the stuff that sells. And the stuff over here is not selling because it's the garbage.
I agree.
So,
do you have a interesting story so I can go use my urinal?
I have to use the urinal too.
All right. So what we'll do is think of a time when you thought about quitting reselling.
Perfect.
And then I'll go real quick and come back and then we'll swap.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay. So, in this business, we all find our times where we just want to quit. Whether it's like your slow sales or your stuff's not selling, you get frustrated with whatever's going on in life. You just have to remember, like when sales are slow, look in the future. Okay. You have to remember, like, we're not in the business to sell today. We're in the business to move forward and make your business grow. So when you're having a bad day, a bad time, like we're all about not complaining. Like I've had 0 sales today. It's been a bad day. But am I going to complain? Nope. I listed my 15 items. I'm going to push forward and I'm going to push for tomorrow. So when times are bad, you guys just can't quit. That's all you do. Just can't quit. Go back through your listings, look over your titles, look at your pricing. Like I said, pricing for me is one of those things where I struggle on, and a lot of my things are priced high. So just go back, change that pricing, and just wake up tomorrow and get back at it. That's really all you can do. Source better. Go on Instagram. There's so much good content out there to what sells, and you just can't quit. You just got to push forward and bring tomorrow for the next day, and that's it. You can't quit. And he's back.
That was like 3 beers worth. I'm sorry.
All right. So
it was weird. I was listening to you. It was just weird.
All right. I'm taking my headphone off. Gonna go to the bathroom. Gonna come back. See what else we got left.
So we were talking about our favorite movie. Is that what?
No. Not your favorite movie. But you want to talk about you can talk whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
Oh, we were why I'm quitting reselling?
Yeah.
No.
Go.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. So I don't know if there was a time actually that I thought about that. No, that's not true. I thought about it every time I had a shitty week. So let's say I didn't sell a lot during the week and I'm like, nope, I hate this. I'm going to quit. Only to know that I would have to go back to what I was doing before. And that is enough for me to keep on going. It really is. Most people have that dangling carrot, right? That they're trying to run towards, and that's what keeps them going. What is that? That's I want a new car. I want that. I want a new house. I want to pay off my house. I want to pay off my student loans. Whatever that dangling carrot is, that's constantly keeping them going. Mine is almost the reverse. It's not something that is I'm trying to obtain. It's actually something that is chasing me. So what I mean by this is you get the people that want to obtain something, and then there's me. I don't want to go backwards. So that thing behind me that's chasing me, that gets me out of bed every day, that makes me list 15 items a day, that makes me have a schedule and treat this like a business and not a hobby. And that back there is my old job.
That's behind you is Rodney.
Not that. This invisible thing right here that scares the shit out of me every time I have a bad week, every time I have a bad day, every time I buy something stupid that doesn't sell. I'm always looking on my shoulder like I don't want to go back to this job. Not that I hated police work, it was just time to go. You know what I mean? And the thought of me actually going back to do that, it scares the shit out of me.
I know.
I don't want to do it. The time invested in that job versus the freedom that I have now, and I could just tomorrow say, hey, we're going to go to the beach for a couple days. I'm not going to do a goddamn thing. I can do that.
Right.
That freedom to have that is everything. And to think that if I don't sell stuff or if I fuck off and don't get out of bed and all that, that thing right here is coming to get me. That's what scares me. That's what keeps me going. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning, sourcing, listing, taking pictures, doing all that mundane stuff that nobody wants to do. I enjoy it. I enjoy it because I know where I came from and I'll never forget where I came from. And I don't want to go back there. Not that it was a horrible experience. It was. But I love what I do right now. There's nothing else that I would even consider. So
and it's Did you guys know that Dennis has a urinal in his bathroom? That's pretty cool.
True story. True
It
story.
is a true story. So his basement bathroom is ridiculous. The first time I went in there, I'm like, dude, you got a fucking urinal? What the fuck?
I'll put some pictures on our Instagram page. Definitely give us a follow on that, guys. It's pretty cool.
Wait. I'm gonna drink to that urinal. Drink to that.
Hello.
Yeah. So
Echo.
There's a whole like misconception, right, about like full-time, part-time, right, Dennis? And it takes to become a full-time, it takes a lot, and in all different circumstances. So I have a full-time job, but I also do eBay full-time. Like, it's not like where I come home and I'm like fucking around for 2 hours and I think it's a part-time job. Like, I work like 18 hours a fucking day. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go to my day job, which I don't.
You work crazy hours.
Like, I like my full-time job. It's. I'm not gonna get into what I do, but like, it's very relaxed. My boss knows what I do. If I need a day off, I can get a day off. If I say, "Hey, I'm going to the Cape on Friday," he goes, "Okay." But I have 2 full-time jobs. My wife does it all day. I come home and I work all fucking night. Why? Like you said, I don't want to see what's behind me. Like, I'm pushing forward. I want this thing to work. Clothing is a whole different beast because it's not, some days I'll sell 10, some days I'll sell none.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But it's not something I'm just going to say, oh, I have a full-time job. I'm not going to resell anymore. I make more money reselling than I do my full-time job, which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
But everyone's circumstance is different, and I love what I do. Like, I don't care that I come home and work till 10 or 11 o'clock at night because I enjoy it. I'll put music on, I'll put a podcast on, and I'll just work because eventually I'm going to get to an age where I don't want to work. I'm going to have to retire at some point. And I think eBay might be that backup for me. I don't know. You never know. It may not be.
I mean,
I might end up
if you wanted.
I might end up at the beach in Florida selling freaking sandals. I don't know. Who knows? I'll be that guy walking with the friggin' selling pineapple or coconuts for $5.
Doing hair braiding.
Yeah. That guy.
Hey, miss, you want hair braiding?
I gotta tell you, when we go to Clearwater, that guy selling coconuts for $6 a piece is killing it.
Yeah.
Because he can't get more than 10 feet and his cart's empty. It's killing it. Amazing. And he probably gets them for free in his backyard.
Probably.
Or on the street. He's not paying. Yeah. He's not paying for coconuts in Florida.
No way. No way. No, it's 100% profit. Just this time.
It's all free. I mean, the coconuts are like water. I mean, it's all over.
That's insane.
Is that gone?
I got like just that part that I can't drink
because Das Boot is almost empty. So,
all right, I got sourcing tomorrow. It's my favorite day of the week.
Thursday.
Favorite day of the week.
This is gone. So, Brian, I know you're watching. You're not getting your boot back. Sorry. Keeping that boot, Brian. Let's see on the top. It says It says Prost, Prost.
That's in cheers.
Is that what it means in German? Cheers.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, you're not getting your boot back. Thank you.
There's what? Prost, cheers, skål, slancha. Right. So that's cheers is English. Prost, German. Skål is like Scandinavian. Slancha, Irish. Salud, yes. Italian. Give us some more, guys. I want to hear some more.
So hopefully you guys have finished or have made it to the end of this long video. You guys finished. We're not going to end the show until Dennis drinks the rest of that beer.
All right. It is so tedious. It is evil to drink out of this thing. You're like, I'm sober, I'm sober, I'm sober, I'm sober. Oh, this is the hard part
You
where
should
it's
put
gonna
like you should take
splash
like
on you.
you should take a magic marker and like mark off like the stages of drinking.
It's someone has to have one of these. If you come on our show, this is what you have to drink the first
Now,
time.
are you gonna keep that or are you gonna resell it?
Dude, they're like $50. I saw them on eBay.
I think you should keep it.
We'll do it again. We'll bust it out every so often.
You can't sell that.
If it's backed by popular demand, if the audience demands I drink an IPA out of this thing, oh my God, that's gonna be dangerous. 3 freaking IPAs.
No, you can't. Oh, that's bad. That would have to be a Friday night show.
Like,
that would be
all right now. Let's drink at the bottom.
we could do that in a live show, like a Friday or Saturday night where we don't have to like really get up.
I'll put
early.
plastic down because I don't want to get it all over my little my little rug down here.
You could put it like an adult diaper on. You can just pee in your pants while you're drinking it. You don't have to get up and go to the bathroom.
We should do that. We should totally do that for the next podcast. Am my eyes like all bloodshot?
Nah.
No, I'm good. I'm still good.
I mean,
it's like
I've only had 2.
3 lagers. It's 3 lagers.
So we're at
3 pints.
We're at the same percent. I've had 2 6s. You've had 3 4s. We're good.
Yeah, that can art is dope, isn't it?
That is pretty cool.
I went to UMass, but I did not go to Amherst.
No, that's a good UMass. Are you? I thought you went. I thought you said you went to UNH.
No, University of Massachusetts Lowell.
Oh, I thought you said
which was an engineering school. It was an engineering school, and then they also had Lowell, and then UMass bought the whole facility and turned it into University of Massachusetts Lowell. They also have Amherst. They have Dartmouth. They have Boston. Worcester. Am I missing any of them?
I don't know.
5 UMasses. 5 UMasses. Any case, I took the easiest major on campus. The most useless major, really. You don't need a degree to be a cop, but any case. This should have been another podcast right now, but we're going to give you some bonus content, people. Bonus content. To go to UMass Lowell and get a degree, a 4-year degree for criminal justice, you had to take a math, a science, and then either a math or a science. This is a true story. I go in there, I think I'm hot shit because I just finished my senior year in high school taking AP biology. So I took biology. And unfortunately, the brilliant Asian instructor spoke really broken English, and it was very difficult to understand. I got a C in that class. I couldn't understand him. I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
Still passed.
Some of my favorite phrases are break it down, Swiss bag, and I talking, you talking, no talking. I still remember that to this day because it was hilarious.
That's funny.
Then I took a math class and I'm like, dude, I am not good in math. So I told the guidance person, I said, what do they do for math here? He's like, oh, you got to take this one here. It's the 175 class. I'm like, what is it called? Math perspectives. I'm like, all right, cool. So I sign up for that. We go in there and he's like, welcome to math perspectives. Just to let you know, we don't do math problems here. We just talk about them and talk about, why you would do that. Or I'm like, this is brilliant. And then for the second science course, I literally took exploring the universe, which is astronomy. That's it. So that was the requisites for whatever. And then you had to take those and then you take whatever else you want. So I took philosophy. I took sociology, social psychology, psych 2, minor in psychology, and a degree in criminal justice. That was it. And then I couldn't find a job in Massachusetts so I had to move 600 miles away to Virginia
to get a job
as a police officer. And I said, I have a 4-year college degree. They're like, you do? I'm like, yeah. They're like, come on in. Because you have the same amount of education as the chief of police. That wasn't one department. That was 2 departments.
That's nuts.
Yep.
But yeah, Massachusetts, you couldn't get a job.
No, they have plenty of Irish dudes there. Like, I might as well just pick a number. I'm like 800th for 2 positions.
Like you fit that
Like,
Irish Boston
oh
look.
my
We don't need
God.
we don't need you here.
No, we have plenty of those.
We
and
have plenty
their
of
dad worked here, and then their dads worked here, and their dads worked. Like, bro, we're fine. We are fine with that. You don't speak any foreign languages. You've never left the country.
But not the fact that you have a 4-year degree and you're qualified. You just
that actually that did nothing
that's
to better my chances. It did nothing. Actually, you would have gotten a job before me, because you would have gotten
Irish.
You would have gotten 2 or I think it's 2 or 4 points on the exam just because you're a veteran.
That's right.
Yep. Yeah. So you would have gotten it before me. Which is, hey, you paid your dues too. They just validate yours more than a college degree. And all right. So eventually I made it back to Massachusetts, and
it all worked out.
It worked out. And now I did all of that so I could sell other people's trash, which is where I wanted to be in the first place.
Yeah.
I just wish I didn't go through all that crazy shit just to sell the stuff you don't want, like used products. And
yeah,
like, I don't know. Here, I'll give you a prop. Here's the prop for the week. Don't tell anybody, okay? Because I kept this. Bonus content.
And I haven't sold that sweater, so that didn't work.
Bonus ass content, people.
Oh. He's got the old.
Let me just cover that badass up. We'll just leave it there.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. I kept it. Because I wasn't gonna give up this. I sweated, bled. That's the old rag.
You could sell that.
Fun. Yeah, I probably could, but I don't know. 2 things. I'll either keep it for sentimental reasons or I'll burn it in my fire pit. All right, you guys want a patch? If you guys are like police what do they call them? Whackers. Let me know. I'll send you a patch. I got a whole bunch of them.
Oh,
you know that people patches. Collect those things.
Yeah, huh? I know. Yeah, an old friend of mine is a
whacker.
He's a cop with Las Vegas Police Department. And he's one of those.
Oh, he's not a whacker then. A whacker is someone that is not a cop but wants all the cop stuff.
Oh no, he's a cop, but he wants all the cop stuff too.
I will totally send him one because that's cool. But like, you're the dude that like follows the ambulance and you know that type of guy.
Yeah,
that's like, no. You drive a Crown Victoria and you tinted the glass and then you hang
so
like
kind
a
of like a military where they have a stolen valor. Like they pretend that they're
exactly
in the military.
Right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Right. No, he's wearing all the wrong shit, and you're like, well, wait, hold on. That doesn't go. That doesn't go on this side. That goes on that side. Yeah, I love watching those videos, and they call them out. They're like, well, I'm sorry, you're what? You said you were here, but you're here. You're this rank.
The fucked up thing, Dennis, is that there's people that are veterans or that do that. Like they're actually in it. Oh no, they're in the military. They have I don't think they discharged, but they want to pretend that they did something they never did. Still stolen valor, even though you're still in the military. So all the patches,
you didn't.
It's all in correct order. They know where the shit goes. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get into it.
But they didn't earn it. Oh, I heard it.
I did, but it wasn't that sweater.
It was that would have been sick. We would have just cut the video right there.
But that's it, guys.
Right there. He would have just held up the phone. There it is.
No, there
Can't
are
make the shit up.
There are some people that are close to me that have done that. They served in the military and they pretended they were something they were not. And then we call them out on their bullshit. It was a problem. So yeah, it happens all over.
Even when you're called out, like where do you go with that?
That's the
You're
story.
done.
That's the story off camera.
We will hold that one, guys.
No, that's not even the story I'm going to talk about. Not on air. Because it's
fuck. We talked about strippers already. I mean,
yeah, I don't want to call this person out.
Next week we will talk about some simple things like religion, the Vietnam War, and no, I'm just absolutely. We'll just break down the Korean conflict, the Vietnam, and we'll talk about current politics. Okay, just real quick, 15 minutes.
Well, if we want to lose everyone who watches us,
we'll do politics.
We don't.
We're kidding. Beer. We're talking about beer and money.
We will. You guys will never, ever, ever see us talk about that. Never, ever, ever. You can. There's one thing you can do in social media. On Instagram, let's say Instagram. I've known a lot of resellers.
Almost did.
There's a lot of resellers that I've known that will make a political stance and they lose their entire reselling business. It will never happen. I don't care what side you stand on. Bad call.
Yeah, it's just not a place for it. This is not the platform.
It's not the place for it.
We already told you what we're going to be talking about.
We are here for this and
yes,
this. That's it. That's all we're here for. Beer and making money. You
sorry, you messed.
You can't do that.
I'm gonna recycle them. Oh, I don't cash them in.
All right, so I think that's it, guys. I think we're good. I think we covered everything we got to cover today.
Don't forget about the contest. Okay, the giveaway we're doing.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody who's stuck in the 2 hours with us. If you did, you did. If you didn't, I still appreciate it. We don't, like I said, we don't want to cap it. We just want to fucking talk. There might be one show we do a 30-minute show because we have nothing to say. Who knows?
Probably not.
Probably not. But it's all good. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Like we've always said, if you guys want us to try any certain drinks, another sale? What the fuck?
Just rub it.
Hey, I don't care if they're $12 sales.
He doesn't care what it is. It's
I've had a 0 sale, so that $12 sale, I don't care. Yeah.
Oh, we have a guest appearance. Our first guest.
Drink? You want an IPA? God, Jen came out and says, I want a drink. You want to come look?
Oh, you're not even gonna say hello? Like, what are we doing?
No,
here?
She's not dressed for the come on the show.
Wow.
Black cherry.
You're in the wrong show.
I can't believe she's still awake. What I was saying was, we want you guys to let us know what to drink. If you don't want to send us some shit, like I'll go to the website, we'll buy it, and we'll ship it to me. Ship it to us. We want to try different things. We want to come in here and we want to review drinks that are across the country.
Give us recommendations.
Yeah, that's all we want to do. We want to grow this channel. We want to do some reviews. We want to get out there. I know one of my local brick and mortars gave me and next time, Dennis, we'll do a strictly show, but we have this.
Yes.
We'll make a show dedicated to Fiddlehead because I have a local brick and mortar that didn't sponsor us, but they want us to talk about Fiddlehead.
Hell yeah.
We'll make a show dedicated to that. I gave you one of those signs when I saw you. We'll talk about it. And that's the stuff we want to do. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, let's do it. So what do you got to close this out, Dennis?
We're talking about sporadic things. We're talking about things that we just love, that are our heart and soul. We'll talk about our friendship. We'll talk about the things we have in common. You already saw we don't agree on everything. It's just a real show.
Yeah.
Unscripted. We try to keep it totally real. If we don't know about something, we'll let you know. If we fucked up, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
If we know what we're talking about, we'll let you know. I mean, it's that type of show.
And I think most of these people know, like, this is me and you. Like,
yep.
This is it. We're not like,
you can see the chemistry. You already know the chemistry here if you've watched a couple of these episodes. So this is what you're going to get. You're going to get two dudes talking about beer, talking about life, talking about fun things in the past. hobbies, interests, things that just mean a lot to us.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously not getting paid for this. We're doing this because we love talking to each other. We don't really get to do that during the week because we're so busy. And I really look forward to recording times because it's fun and we get to drink beer. And if you're into that, let us know. We would love to have you come on. Like I said, you got to have an interest in reselling and beer. I don't know, whatever else.
That's it.
Expand our.
As long as you're a reseller, you want to drink beer, we'll find a story. We'll talk. We'll bring up something. You'll answer it. It'll be anything. We'll figure something out, and we'll just go with it. So it'll be a good time.
Sounds awesome.
On that
Until
note,
next time, guys.
My Das Boot is empty.
Oh, the yard is done.
The yard is done. That's it, guys.
This was crazy.
Great show.
We'll see you next time.
All right.